everybody. Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 9:30, the last day of September 2020. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. I invite you to check it out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. Now, what I usually do with Bull City Hangout, I consult my little iPad here. I read just a few items from the current issue of the Durham Skywriter, telling you what's happening today. And then I invite you to join me on camera. I do have a guest scheduled for today, so I do hope she's able to make it because I think she's actually at work. So we'll see if that works out. So let's get started with the word page. So it's durhamskywriter.com. Then you scroll or click on Word. That is the nonprofit and government information page. Okay, so let's see. Oh yes, I'd like to start out by, I like to mention these two items always. The City of Durham has a water hardship fund to help you out if you've fallen way behind in your water bill. Also, social services, that's the county, DSS, they have an emergency fund. They might be able to help you with your rent or your mortgage payment if you've fallen behind due to your job being affected by COVID-19. Read about both of those and other ways to get and also give help on the word page of the Durham Skywriter. Okay, now let's go down to the Durham County Library. It's not open yet, but you can go on the website and you can put a hold on books. You can actually search or browse, look for books, CDs, DVDs, and put a hold on them and then pick them up during certain hours at all the different branch libraries. They all have specific hours, so read about that on the word page. And if you want to get a sneak peek at the new main library, go to the Neighbor Goodies page. There's a video there where you can get a sneak peek. It's fabulous. I cannot wait for them to open again because I'm going to be one of the first people in there. Just saying. Okay, let's go down to the Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center. They have oodles of fantastic and free webinars for entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs or thinking about it. So let's scroll down. Let's see. I think there's something going on today. What's today? 30th? Okay. Yes. Whoa, wait a minute. Yes, there it is. At 5:30, this is a 2-hour webinar, so we're going to talk about lots of information here. From 5:30 until 7:30, there's going to be a webinar called 10 Tips to Grow Sales at Artist Markets. Artist markets aren't really the thing right now because of COVID-19, but you know, eventually, people like me, people who like to sell at the different street fairs and whatnot, sooner or later, they've got to come back in business. So let's at least plan for next year. It's fall after all, so most of these artist markets, except for the Christmas ones, are during the summer anyhow. So you might as well just get some tips and plan for next year. So again, that's going to be at 5:30 this afternoon. Go to the word page, scroll down to Durham Tech's Small Business Center, and then register and attend that free webinar. All right, I think that's it for today as far as Durham Tech. Now let's go to the school tools page. And I'd like to always tell you about Durham Public Schools. They have free lunches for young people ages 18 and under. These are bag lunches that you can pick up at one of 25 schools. So just check the list on the school tools page of the Durham Skywriter. I do include the addresses as well. And just go to the nearest one. Now tomorrow, they do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tomorrow morning, it will be from 11 until 12:30. There you go. That's it for the school page. Let's check out the To Your Health page. Now there's going to be a very special series of events related to National Mental Illness Week 2020. This is going to be starting Monday of next week. It is a 6-day program. It's a mental and emotional health series. And hopefully my guest, who's at work right now, can join me to talk about it. But just to let you know, just in advance, it's a 6-day thing. It starts Monday. So they're going to have different topics. Like Monday is going to be mental and emotional abuse. Tuesday, mental and emotional health during the pandemic. Wednesday, psychology drama in the Black community. Thursday, combating baby mama daddy drama. Friday, Friday frustrations. Saturday, self-care Saturday with Sassy's Fitness. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about this in detail with my guest. I hope she can make it, but like I said, if she can't, I understand because she's at work. So let's go to the health events page. I did reactivate the big blue health events button. You can find out about the different support groups. So let's see what's going on for this week, for today. Let's see. Let me scroll down. And let's see. Yes. So today at 1 o'clock from 1 until 2, there's going to be a webinar called Lupus and COVID-19, Staying Safe During the Pandemic. And you can learn how lupus affects the body and the serious complications that can arise when someone contracts viruses like COVID-19. So I know lupus is already pretty painful. I actually knew someone who had it. It's pretty serious. So yeah, so that's going to be from 1 until 2. It's free, and it's presented by the Durham County Department of Public Health. Okay, let's see. Let's go to, I want to go back to the health page because there's a couple of things I left out. So let's see. There's going to be, in fact, it's going on right now. The American Red Cross blood drive is going on right now as we speak until 5 o'clock at the streets at South Point Shopping Center. And it's in the lower level center court over there by Nordstrom. And again, this is until 5. It's by the American Red Cross. So you can wander around, enjoy the mall if you haven't been out for a while. Some of us are trying to exit our homes and explore the world again. So you might want to, this might be a good day to do it. The weather is absolutely perfect for this. So again, it's until 5 o'clock at the streets at South Point. Also, I want to call your attention to the fall virtual walk to end bladder cancer. That's going to be this Saturday. I'm telling you about it now because it is a fundraiser after all. So you might want to get people to contribute. You can read all about that on the health page. It's the fall virtual walk to end bladder cancer. So obviously it's not going to be in a particular park or location. This is something that you'll do on your own while still raising money, hopefully. This is for BCAN, the Bladder Cancer Advocacy Network. They usually meet in Chapel Hill once a month, but again, everything is online. All righty, let's go to the gardening page. It's called Garden Shed. And the Backyard Naturalist, that is a series of classes / webinars sponsored by, let me find it first. Whoa, I went past it. Sponsored by the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. So this is free, and you can attend all of the classes, like I told you when this first started, for continuing education points. But you can just attend whatever class you want. It's free. So this is for people who are curious. Now, I think today they're going to have at 6 o'clock from 6 until 8, an introduction to entomology. Now, I think that's just a big word for bugs, if I'm not mistaken. But again, if you like bugs, that should be cool for you. It is called Introduction to Entomology. Correct me if I'm wrong in the show notes here. That's going to be from 6 until 8 this evening. All righty, and let's go to Let's Go page. That is the calendar of events. Guy Cook is here. Hey, Guy. Yeah, let's hang out for a second, but I'm almost done. Okay. So going on right now, with today being Wednesday, the Nehemiah Christian Center, they're giving away free bag lunches right now as we speak until 1 o'clock. They do this on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. New Vision of Africa restaurant, they will be distributing free snacks and meals from 3 until 6. And they're right next door to WD Hill, as you know, on Fayetteville Street. Now, tomorrow morning, let me make sure. Yes. So tomorrow morning, the Durham County Sheriff's Office, they'll be having their rabies vaccination clinic. You can take your dog or your cat by appointment only. Make their call first. And they can be, get their rabies shot for only $10. I was told that's a wonderful price. Cash only, exact change. Now, also tomorrow, the Nehemiah Christian Center will again be giving away free bag lunches from noon until 1. And then also tomorrow at noon, Duke University's Kenan Institute for Ethics, the Duke Divinity School, and the Fuqua Coach K Center on Leadership and Ethics will co-host the Reimagining the World Together series. This is where two friends from different areas in life get together and just talk about their lives, their work, etc., etc. So this is going to be a conversation with Kathleen Cravero and Mike Merson. It's going to be tomorrow, noon until 1:15. That should be really, really interesting. So it's a free Zoom event. So read about that on the Let's Go page. All righty. Now my guest is not here yet, so I think it's okay to hang out with Guy. So, weather report. It couldn't be better. It's slightly cool, but 64 and sunny. It's crisp, but it feels so good outside. It's a great time for a walk. 64 and sunny. It's going to be sunny all day, going up to 72. Absolute perfection. Tomorrow it's going to be 79. That's more my speed. 79 and sunny all day tomorrow. I wish it were going to be a little warmer on Friday because I'll be playing outside of the bus station as DJ Pitty Pat. But I'll take 66 degrees. What the heck? Okay. So while we're waiting for Nakikia Wilson to join, again, she's at work. So I hope she can make it. I sent her the link. But Guy Cook is here. So let's see what's going on with Guy Cook from the Guy R. Cook Report. Guy, what's new?
What's new is there's no logo for the Bull City Hangout. I Googled it. I looked and searched all I can find. Oh, gosh.
What happened?
My phone. See my phone? It's all lit up. It's saying, let's check the timer. Let's call on speakerphone because it's got that. If I say the magic word, I'll type it in chat.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. The device. Starts with the letter A.
The trigger word. No, it doesn't start with the letter A. It starts with OK. And then it has the brand name of that major big search engine that everybody uses.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was
so
Alexa.
If I say that phrase, this thing goes nuts, thinks, I'm supposed to play. So anyway, getting back to the ranch. Now we're talking about planning for fourth quarter.
Yes.
Well, one of the things that I came up with was 20 different marketing tips, one of which was to have a photo contest to drive traffic back to your whatever, okay? Your app, your website.
Let me get my pen out.
Okay. There needs to be a logo for the Bull City Hangout. Separate and apart from this logo that you see here.
I sort of have a cover page type graphic, but it actually says Bull City Notes because I never intended Bull City Hangout to be permanent, but let's put it this way. I'm up in the air about this. I want Bull City Hangout to be, I want to do this as long as there's COVID-19 and the economy is pretty much shut down, at least here in North Carolina. The reason why that's why I haven't come up with a real logo for it. Because Bull City Notes is really supposed to be a 5-minute show where I tell you what's happening and then I leave because I know for the most part, most people are at work at noon. And that's the only reason why I haven't really taken. That's why I do it at lunch because I figured they could take 5 minutes from lunch to watch the show and then continue on. But that's why I'm thinking when the economy's open back up, I will probably cut Bull City Hangout and then go back to Bull City Notes. Okay. I'm not sure. I should ask people what they think. What we're
doing right now lends itself more to Bull City Hangout, I think. Because we're casual. I got a blue shirt on, casual. Oh, I didn't show you the disaster that happened this morning. Okay, I'm sort of a portly guy, a little bit on the chubby side. Well,
I can't tell by you sitting there. You look pretty regular to me.
Guys, be glad I'm not doing a sideways profile. Look like I'm pregnant. Anyway, for Christmas, I got this Indian belt buckle.
Nice. It's pretty.
And it's made in India. So it truly is an Indian
belt.
When
he said Indian, you meant Indian. Okay.
Yeah. The country India made this supposed to be beadwork buckle. But see on the back, this little thing that holds it onto the leather? Well, it's broken off right here.
Oh, no.
This end of it came loose.
Hot glue fixes everything.
I hope.
Hot glue fixes everything that duct tape can't fix. Hot glue. Highly recommend it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go a step beyond that. There's a video on YouTube I watched yesterday, and this guy's was doing a should we believe them kind of a video, like they claim that we can use this glue to do blah blah blah. So he took 3 bricks and stacked them together, and he was holding it up by the top brick, and the other 2 were staying there, and he was shaking it. And so that's the glue I'm going to try.
I was also going to say that 6,000 glue, that craft glue.
Yeah.
Try that as well if you don't want to bother with the hot. The hot glue.
And there's it's like liquid metal or some kind of glue, and this is metal on metal, so it might be that. But
I wonder if it's called is it called liquid gold?
Could be.
Is that it? Liquid?
Could be.
Know, yeah.
Anyway,
I hope you can fix that.
That's the fix. Yeah. And then this morning, I was playing with whereby.com because they're always announcing, well, we've got new features. So I popped the clutch and said, well, let's go take a look at it. And now, like if you're in StreamYard and you go share screen, it says screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors, blah, 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 blah. And then share the screen. But you're sharing the screen of what's in the hardware you got right in front of you. On whereby.com now, they offer you can share a screen on YouTube. So if I want to show you a new video I put on YouTube, or you want to show to me, you can do that on whereby.com. And our pictures go a little on the side, and then we can talk about, well, I don't know if you should have wore a dark shirt that day. You should have wore a light shirt. Whatever.
Well, my guest is here, Guy.
Oh, okay.
And so here's the thing.
Right.
She's at work, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I could get her on, because I'm assuming she's at work, because sometimes when she does her videos, and she's nodding yes. So
okay.
So thanks a lot, Guy. So let's hang out tomorrow.
Well, I'm just I'm gonna lurk and listen.
Okay, but I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna put you in the green room.
Dance, whatever. I want to just stay here and listen.
Oh, sure.
Because Chachi's gonna have something tech that I'm gonna like.
But do you mind if I take you off the screen now? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, not at all. My belt buckle's broken, so I shouldn't be on screen.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Nakikia, how are you?
He said his belt buckle was broken. Oh wow.
I don't know.
I'm doing well.
He's a great guy.
Pardon my tardiness, honey. I am working. I'm working from home today.
Okay.
I'm like, I was on the phone with a patient, so I couldn't get off. But
okay.
I gotta hurry up and get on because I don't want her to think I'm a mess. But thank you again for having me.
I totally knew that you're working today, and I had tried to, for some reason, Facebook did not allow me to tag you, but this is the first item on the health page, your series, and I was trying to tag you because I mentioned your series yesterday and the day before, but Facebook is weird.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. And if anybody has questions, type it in the chat. Also, Guy, after we talk about this for a bit and you have questions, raise your hand because Guy's still in the green room. So if he wants to join us in a bit, then he can just go like this and I can bring him on. But tell us about this very special 6-day, it's like a it's coinciding with National Mental Illness Week 2020. Tell us about that.
So, every year, NAMI hosted trying to promote mental illness in the community. And so each October, the first week of October, is National Mental Illness Awareness Week. And so last year was the first year I actually participated in it. Being a mental health and awareness advocate, I really feel like it's important to promote mental health every day, which I do. But I particularly want to spend some time or dedicate some time to National Mental Illness Week, especially promoting it and bringing awareness in the Black and Brown communities. We are very ignorant when it comes to what mental health looks like, or who it looks like on, or who's more prone to it, or who isn't. Many people in the minority community consider mental illness to be a white person's disease, and it's not.
Really?
Mental illness affects everyone and anyone, and it affects everyone in different ways. Illness challenges or issues look different on each person, and it's important for us to shed light on what it looks like on a person of color, because it doesn't look the same as it will look on someone who's Caucasian or on someone who's Asian, but it looks much different than it looks on other people, and it's more exacerbated when it's involving a person of color. So it's important that we talk about things that affect our mental health in the Black community, and start, like I always say, start speaking, stop the stigma, because it's important that we become well. Overall wellness is key, and mind, body, and spirit. And so mental health has become very important because it starts here. It's important that we have these conversations. So each day, next week, starting on National Mental Illness Week actually starts on Sunday the 4th and goes through all the way through Saturday. So Monday through Friday, we will have a show pretty much like this one, starting at 7 p.m. Each day will be surround a different topic. So Monday we'll be talking about mental and emotional abuse, because people don't realize that, hey, you can be abused. It's not just always physical. There is abuse that's not always seen. But we talk about how to recognize whether you or someone is being mentally or emotionally abused. That's the topic. Tuesday will be a different topic. I think we're going to be talking about psychological trauma one day. We're going to be talking about co-parenting. That's one of my favorite things to talk about, because I mentioned how my ex-husband and I get along very well. And when you are, you have children involved in relationships like that, it is important to a child's mental well-being and to the parent's mental well-being that you know how to co-parent in order to stay well. Friday, we're just going to have like a free-for-all discussion. We can talk about our frustrations or things that affect our mental health on a daily basis, and some things that we can do to combat those issues. And bounce ideas off each other. People can, we all work in different arenas. We all deal with things. We have different life challenges going on, and sometimes when you talk to someone else, you can find that, I'm not by myself. Somebody else is going through the same thing, and you can get a different perspective of how they handle a situation that may be able to assist you, or vice versa. Saturday is slightly different. It still will be on this platform where we'll be live. I will be on site in Kinston, my hometown, and I'll be talking about the young lady who's been inspiring me to get walking. As you can see, I'm walking just about every day, 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9 miles, and I've lost weight and inches, and I feel so much better. And if I don't walk, I'm like, I don't feel right. I feel like I'm missing something. And so we'll be talking to her about self-care and how just walking or doing some form of exercise can help you with your mental and your emotional health.
Definitely. Now, earlier in the conversation, you mentioned NAMI very quickly. And what does that stand for?
Girl, why you gonna put me on? It's the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Okay, I just want to make sure people knew that.
Yes, the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
And actually, I think it's still here. Let me scroll down. I'm on the health page of the Durham Skywriter, and yeah, I still have their COVID-19 guide.
Yes,
It's a wonderful download. It's got all kinds of information on how to deal with mental health issues, et cetera, et cetera. So your series, which will be Monday through Saturday at 7 every day.
7 every Monday through Friday, starting at 7. On Saturday, October the 10th, because I'll be on location, it's actually going to start at noon.
Oh, noon, right.
Yes.
I do have that in the Durham Skywriter. I forgot.
Yeah, she has class that day, so I will be going down for that, and then we'll be on the show. Probably all sweaty and looking crazy, but that's the point. It's fun though. It's fun.
So will it be a conversation, or will you be sharing information and resources, or both? I'm talking about the Monday through Friday.
Both.
Okay.
Both. So I'm hoping I'll be talking with some young ladies on the show. Those names are forthcoming. I'm still getting logistics with them, but I'll have someone on the show talking to us with discussing mental and emotional abuse. I'll have someone on for the co-parent series. Also, I'll have Shayna Williams. She just received her doctorate in psychology, so she's going to help me because she's going to help me with the.
Uh-oh, she froze. I think she has a slow internet connection. Hope she can rejoin us. But let me just read these. Let me scroll down while we're waiting for her internet to do whatever it does, to recycle. Let me just tell you. So Monday at 7 is going to be mental and emotional abuse.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Okay, you're back. Okay.
I don't know how much of that you got. I was talking about who was going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Her name is Shayna Williams. She's a good friend of mine. And she just received her doctorate degree in psychology. So she's going to be on the clinical side. She's going to help us with the clinical side.
Okay.
Because although I'm not clinical, I don't have the license to diagnose and treat. My job is emotional support and advocacy, and coaching emotional intelligence. That is my specialty. So she can, talk to you about the clinical sides of things and talk to you about medications that you could possibly take and stuff like that. My job is to support the patient through their journey to mental illness.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. And this relates to children. Okay. So what if something really bad happened? I mean, really bad. Now, I know from personal experience, the kids are protective over their parents. Usually we think of it as the other way around. But kids are also protective of their parents. If they see their parents grieving, they put on the happy face, mom, dad, everything's cool, So, and then, of course, the parent appreciates the child and is happy that the child's doing fine. And so they don't seek counseling for the child because the child's saying everything's good because the child doesn't want the parent to worry. So, with all that being said, how does a parent see through that and find some kind of help for their child, even though the child is saying everything's great?
Well, one of the things, I'm going to be transparent here because I wouldn't have known had I not become knowledgeable. And that's the thing with mental and emotional health in the Black community. We're not educated enough on mental illnesses and challenges, and so we tend to overlook the possible symptoms of someone actually dealing with challenges. Now, from what I know and what I have learned is, especially having 3 kids of my own, I'm always on the alert. I'm always on the lookout, and I have conversations specifically surrounding mental and emotional health. So I've made it a habit. This is what we do all the time. Is, when they're with me, we're talking about that, and we're asking each other how everyone's day is. My kids can tell you, mommy ain't doing good today. And so, yeah, they'll do that whole thing about trying to be happy and stuff like that. And then I realized, okay, you got to snap out of it. And now let my kids know, we'll have a conversation about what I was feeling and about what they were feeling at the time. And particularly my little girl, my youngest one, she'll just really get clingy and she'll start just rubbing and loving and hugging and stuff like that. I'm like, baby, are you okay? I just love you, Mom. I'm like, but are you okay? How do you feel? And I'm fine. I'm sad. I wish you and Daddy would get, back together and we can. So she's still, that's why I posted a video a couple weeks ago talking about things like this. And so we just pretty much have a conversation with her. And me and her dad both talk to her about it. Because, we still, me and I still cool. We get along great. But we let her know that, even if we don't get back together in the same house, we're still a family. But you have to be educated yourself. And so if you're a person who's ignoring your own mental and emotional needs, you're not going to recognize those things in your children.
Right.
What's going on. So it's important to recognize what's going on with you first. Once you recognize what these signs and symptoms are in yourself, you will be able to notice, this ain't quite right with my child, something like that. So,
but like I was saying, the child might be saying everything's great, but if the whole family has been through something really traumatic,
right,
I would assume, I'm not even a parent, so I could be completely off base, but I wonder if the parent should assume that the child should see some kind of, I don't even know who they should see.
I would err on the side of making an ass of myself and seeing, I'm sorry, I had to let it go. I would assume that if there is a possibility that there's something that could be wrong, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather be, I'm glad nothing was wrong, rather than ignore it and then there's something that could transpire later. Because what we don't want is to ignore what could be. We don't want to, I don't want to frighten anybody, because mental health is not a frightening thing. It's just like any other health situation. It needs to be handled and dealt with. So
like physical health.
Say it again.
Like physical health.
Yes, it's important to your physical health. It's important. Mental and emotional health and well-being is important to overall health. Mental and emotional stability is good for your whole entire self, mind, body, spirit. Physical health you have to be good. Physical health is great, but you can be healthy, you can eat right, you can drink all your water, you can be vegan, not vegan, just a healthy person. But if you are not healthy here, you're still sick.
Okay.
So I really feel that it's important that we make sure, which is why I'm so dedicated to bringing awareness and talking about it and being very transparent about my own situation. And I realized, the more I talk to people, that I realized, I thought my situation was severe, but it's not as severe as other people. But I cannot imagine people sitting in silence and suffering through all of that.
I can. People do it all the time.
Wow,
But
like,
it's
I want to fight against that. Like I want
yeah.
that to like stop. And so that's why I share my own personal situation, and I'm like really open about it. Like, y'all, if I don't take my medicine, it's a wrap. It's gone somewhere. It's an ugly situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, and I kind of make light of my situation, but this my personality. I realize the severity of my situation, but I want other people to be open up about how they feel and what they feel, and it's important for us to talk about our emotional securities. I talked about that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to open up about that, and we as people have to let others do that and not use those emotional insecurities against each other.
Okay.
Because that's
and I'm really hoping as people attend your different your series from Monday through Saturday next week. You said 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, noon on Saturday. But I do hope that you also identify some resources.
I will.
Oh, good. Okay.
I will.
Because people don't even know where to turn. I mean, it's kind of funny when you go through something horrific. That's when you need the help, but then you didn't know it was going to happen.
Right.
So you don't know where to turn in the midst of your whatever you're going through. So
right.
So I'm really glad you'll be offering some resources as well.
Yeah, I sure will. And I'm offering emotional support services. I'm offering emotional intelligence coaching and seminars. I'm offering speaking engagements to talk to different groups regarding what it is to be emotionally intelligent. Because when I talk about emotional intelligence, I'm like, what's that? I'm like, whoa. People really don't know about self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and communication. Like that is emotional intelligence. And I want to offer support, like genuine support to people. And I have a safe space for people to be open and honest. I follow all medical, and HIPAA guidelines, so your information is confidential. Not share with anyone if you want to have a one-on-one. I'm also offering group sessions where we can just open up to like-minded people and feedback from each other. So make sure people know about that, and they can contact me. They can look me up on Facebook under my name, Coach Keep It Moving. My website is www.kimcess.com. You can
CES.
Kim. I'm sorry. KIMCESS.com.
Okay.
Also, you can email me at startspeakingstopstigma@gmail.com. And my phone number.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. Start speaking, stop stigma at gmail.com. Okay, phone number
919 964 0546.
Okay. Woo, that's a lot. Let me add that too.
I want people. I'm open, and I want people to be able to contact me. And when I go on my walks, I'm offering people to walk with me virtually, and we can have our emotional support sessions then. Because I walk for an hour or so, and so I can even if you want to schedule, if they want to schedule time for me to chat with them during the walk, that's fine. But walking is a great way to communicate, and it gets the walk over really quickly. You really don't realize how much you walk when you're having a conversation with someone else.
Absolutely. And it's just a great way for exercise, clearing your mind, and all of that.
And when I'm walking, sometimes I have my earbuds in, and because I want to play music, but More times than not, I'm just listening to the sounds of nature around me. Cars going by, the trees, the birds, the bugs, or whatever. I'm just kind of enjoying just hearing just quiet, and my head is just, the stress is being released from the day.
Right. That's great. So I really, and this is what'd you say?
You can come walk with me sometime, ma'am.
Oh yeah, I would love to.
I will come to your area and we can walk around wherever you are.
Absolutely, I love walking.
Okay, well,
they just opened the parks, and the state parks are open now.
Okay.
So yeah, there's lots of places to walk now.
Wonderful. That's great, because I'm looking for different places to walk so I won't be bored.
Okay, we can definitely do that. Oh, let me get back to your series. It's for National Mental Illness Week 2020, starting Monday. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I have it here that this free series is on your Facebook page, not on Zoom.
So it's because we're gonna go through here StreamYard, and it's going to be in the group. So if people want to make sure that they see it, they can join the Start Speaking Stop Stigma group.
Okay, and that's on Facebook?
It is on Facebook. Start.
Okay, good, because I do have the link for that. Okay.
Start Speaking. I'm typing it in.
Oh, you're typing in the private chat. Yeah, I actually just put that. Oh, okay. Okay, let me see if I can grab that and put that in the comments as well. Yeah. The Facebook group, definitely join.
And I can send you the link to the event invite. I can send you the link to the group. So if people want to become a member of the group, they definitely can. It's all things mental and emotional health. So there is no promoting businesses. I try not to have. I know people like to come in and do inspirational, spiritual things. I only allow if it's in regards to mental and emotional health. So I don't allow other people to post things that have nothing to do with mental and emotional health. So if they want to share their stories and get feedback, please, by all means, it's a safe space. I do not tolerate bullying or people being picked on, any of that. My platform is safe. It's a safe space for people to come and express themselves and their emotions and what they're going through, and just to get a different perspective.
Okay. Well, Nakikia, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really enjoyed having you. You can always come back whenever you want. And I just want to remind people, this is for National Mental Illness Week 2020, a very special series starting this coming Monday at 7 o'clock. Read all about it on the health page of the Durham Skywriter. It's the first article that you come across on the To Your Health page of the Durham Skywriter, which is, of course, durhamskywriter.com. So, Coach Keep It Moving. I love that name.
Thank you. I was Miss Keep It Moving, but when I became a coach of what I'm so passionate about, I said, you know what, my life's motto is keep it moving. And so, no matter what, keep it moving. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're experiencing, you're never alone. Just keep it moving. And so I try to, I talk to people about emotional and mental health. Like I said, I share my own stories. I like to listen to those who need a listening ear. I don't offer advice unless they say, well, what do you suggest? That's the only time I'm here to listen and give you emotional support. When you're ready for that coaching part, then then you're gonna get it. So be ready to do work, because I'm telling you this from my own experience and looking at myself, and it's hard to face the truth. That truth that it's really stings, but it has helped me grow into who I am. It has made me become so much more passionate about, sharing my story and my journey with emotional and mental health.
That's great.
I think people appreciate the transparency.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to shout out Tachi. Mediascope comes on tonight, 6:00, dealing with pop culture and tech, social media, etc. And I think Guy wanted to join us. Guy, he might have a question. So let's see what's going on. I know you have to go, but let me see what Guy's talking about. Hey, Guy.
Do you have a set time that you take a walk? Like mine is 11 o'clock time for a walk because I've measured out what I got going on every day, and 11 o'clock seems to be the time to go. Or do you just, hey, I haven't been for a walk for a while, I got to go, because I've got a thing that I got for Christmas, this Fitbit watch. At 10 minutes till the top of the hour, it vibrates on my wrist. It's a Nagamatic. Okay.
Nagamatic.
Yeah, that's a technical word that's applied to, it's like automatically. It's just, it happens.
I'm writing that down. Nagamatic. That's gonna be one of my
Nagamatic.
That's also what I call, that when you're doing the GPS on your phone and you're getting directions and it says turn left at this corner, that's a Nagamatic too, because it always says it twice. You'll be like 100 feet away from the corner, right? And it says turn left to the next corner. Duh, you already know that because it's got an arrow and stuff. Anyway, as you're turning the corner, the voice comes back again and says, yeah, you need to turn left at this corner.
Well, I appreciate
as you're doing it.
Well, I appreciate that because Durham has lots of little streets.
They do. And I've noticed that on my walks.
Mm-hmm. And so when it says turn right, you don't know which of the little street, because sometimes they're real close to each other. So I appreciate that second voice.
There's the broken buckle, by the way.
Okay.
I didn't make that up.
You did not let Nakikia answer your question about walking.
It's 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern, yes, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 o'clock Pacific, and believe, and whatever's in the middle.
So so Nakikia, so don't forget, he asked you, do you take a walk at a specific time or whenever you feel like it?
So I will say mainly I walk in the evening. Now, because I've started being consistent with my walking, I started in June because I started the Slim Down Challenge with one of my homegirls from my hometown, Takima Blackwell Parsons. She's going to be the one that's on the show on Saturday. So I've been walking consistently since June, but mostly in the evening, Monday through Friday, because of course I have to pay my bills. And so I work during the day but like on my lunch, it's hard to make myself do it when I'm working at home. Like today,
it's so hard.
It's difficult to make because I'm working and I'm working with patients, and it's just like before I know it, I've already worked through my break and lunch, or I'm on the phone with patients. So it's hard to get that 15-minute and that 30-minute walk. But when I report to the hospital, I do my 15-minute walk, and then I go back and do my work. And then on my lunch break, which is 30 minutes, I do another 30-minute walk. And then I walk that evening. So most Monday through Fridays, I'm walking in the evening. Saturday and Sunday, it's up in the air. It's up in the air. But when I get more, I'm hoping to get more people to actually want to join in with walking, whether it's virtually or in face-to-face. And that way I can, I'll have a more set time because I want to be able to walk with people when they're ready, if they're ready to walk and do their emotional health, emotional support at that point. So
I like the idea of emotional support while walking and on the phone. I like that. That's an interesting concept.
Right. And I'm calling it walk into wellness. So hashtag walk into wellness. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a part of what I'm calling this walking group or a part of my.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was neat. It's different. It's not only are you getting exercise in, but you're also working on your cardio, and you really don't realize that once you finish that walk, once you take your shower, you sleep girl, what? I sleep like, okay. Once I do fall asleep, I calm my mind down. I'm like, out. And so it's wonderful. I'm telling you, I sleep and I feel better. And because I have multiple sclerosis as well,
Oh, I didn't know.
I have to say, like right now, I really need to get up and start moving around because if I sit too long, I start to get sick. And so you have to move with MS. I gotta stay moving because I want to,
You got to keep it moving.
Oh, she got you. She got you.
That part. Exactly. So, Mr. God, you want to walk, sir, honey. You need some emotional support. Let's do this. I can.
Yeah. Let me touch on that subject, then I'm going to butt out of here. Your kids, when you go through an emotional big deal, my mom just passed away the 23rd. So the kids, my daughter was going to come back to Walla Walla because I needed her to be here. I said, no, you don't have to do that. My oldest son, who lives over by Tacoma, which is like 300 miles west of me, says, you call me anytime, Dad. He's the guy whose blood sugars are going up like through the roof. He's got personal dilemmas to deal with. Okay. Youngest son, closest to home, he's only 40 miles away. So we get to spoil the grandbaby whenever we want. And her name is Zuzu. Remember the movie with Jimmy? Remember the movie with Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life. The little girl in that movie was named Zuzu. And Steven was in that play in high school, I think, or college or something. Anyway, so he said the same thing. Oh, yeah, you got to come over here. We're going to have you, you thinking about moving back here now? And so I just had to tell all the kids I'm fine. I'm probably not fine, but I'm dealing with I got my mom's dog who knows I'm stressed. So she comes up on my lap every night and sleep.
Bless her heart.
And I go for the walk at 11 o'clock. And the new thing, and I think I talked with you about this, Pat, is I get books from Google Play. There are free books that you can read on your phone or on your Chromebook, whatever. And so when I get jammed up thinking about all the stuff, and let me tell you, there's stuff, paperwork and all that kind of crap. So when I get too up to that, to here with that stuff, then I read the book. I talk about, let's see, if I was a stalker on the other side hunting zombies, and then I call it escape fiction. It's escape fiction.
Okay.
It's escape.
It's quite the escape.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's like going to another place in your head. And so it's like you got all these little rooms of stuff contained. Well, you go into that room and you kind of get away from all the other ones. Gotcha. Anyway, I looked up the NAMI logo, great logo. And did you create an event on your Facebook page for the coming week?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Then I can that's good because then I can share that if it's public.
Yes, it should be public. If not, I can certainly I can find you if you don't. You can friend me on Facebook. My personal page is public. I can send you that link. It should be public, but I make mistakes, honey. So, but I can check, make sure because I think I made it public, and I sent it to so many people. Told me I had to stop. You know how funny Facebook can be. So,
Well, Durham Skywriter as well.
Yeah, if you make it a public link, I can share it, and then there's no harm, no foul. Facebook isn't going to worry about it.
It is public, come to think of it, because it's actually on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. I shared it to the Durham Skywriter Facebook page, so it is public. You don't even have to.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
I'll look that up.
And I do hope that I don't have child custody and emotional abuse problems but I do hope to go to at least one of these just to see what it's about.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of that whole older, wiser thing. It's like when she pointed at her watch. I got one too. And so that kind of gave me a comfort zone. Hey, I'm not the only guy in the world with a Fitbit nagging at me.
And I have a naked wrist.
Yeah, we'll have to fix it. We have to correct that.
Put something on that.
When she comes over to go walk with you, she'll fix that wrist. Yeah, once you got it, then the challenge is remember to take the darn thing off every couple of days and charge it. Because these are on a cordless charger. If I don't put it on the charger thing, one day it ran down and I couldn't get it to come back on. I had to call tech support for Fitbit and say, hey, I messed up.
It went beyond zero.
Yeah. Once it goes completely dead, that's not.
Actually, that happened to my iPad. It wouldn't start because I let it sit. When I first got my iPad, I use it every day now. It's invaluable. But when I first got it, I couldn't really figure out what I needed it for. Because I actually got it so that I could update the Skywriter while on a conference in another city.
Well, I got my Chromebook set up that way.
But when I got home, I didn't know what to do with it, and it went completely dead. So when I called Apple, they said, if you haven't, they said another thing. They said when you turn off certain things that are usually plugged in, like iPads, they say if you shut it down and it's not plugged in, it can completely.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, so
if you're gonna that.
Yeah, so she said give it some time. It took about a full day for it to wake up.
My new thing,
start charging.
Is she still there?
Yeah.
Or is she frozen?
I think the Kika is frozen because she has a slow media connection. Internet connection.
Yeah, we'll have to do a fundraiser after the mental health week and get her some faster internet.
Yeah,
but the one adjustment I've made recently about turning things on and off, I found out
you're back.
With the wireless charger, I could leave my phone turned on and set it on the charger. And I did that because Mom, God bless her, sometimes would get worried about a doctor's appointment. And she would call at like 2 a.m. because she couldn't sleep. And I said, worrying about, does Brookville know to take me to the doctor? I'm sure they do, Mom. We've told them 4 times.
I was like that. Yeah. They get fixated on one thing.
Yeah. They're thinking, if I don't call a guy, so. Yeah. And then I used to call her a lot too. I'd call her and tell her that, well, I mowed your lawn again. That's 20 minutes off my diaper change tab. And the first time I did it, she says, diaper change tab. I said, yeah, remember back when I was little and you changed diaper? Well, how many times could you change my diaper in 20 minutes? That's how many I get off the tab. Yeah, see, there's a mother. She knows.
That's cute. Payback.
So, when you get to the point you can't mow your lawn anymore, there you go. You've got 3. You have 3 children? Then
I have to
you got them. Okay. Then they'll have to take turns. Because you don't want to play favorites. And if you have the same kid mow the lawn all the time, they're going to say, well, why isn't so-and-so mowing the lawn? How come I have to do it all? I posted that on Facebook. I said, when Mom passed away, I said, now I know how old I have to be to not have to mow Mom's lawn anymore.
Well, I have to
when I was a teenager, I'd say, why am I mowing the lawn? How come Richard can't mow the lawn? He's 12. He could do it. Well, Richard was the raker. There was we were given jobs.
You were the mow man, he was the raker, dude.
Yeah, because we didn't have one of those bagging lawnmowers that just spread it out. Anyway, you guys have a great day. It's coming up to be 11 o'clock in about an hour for me, and you know what that means. 11 o'clock, time to walk. For a walk. Right.
Okay, guy, enjoy your walk.
Link I'm going to give you, and we talked about planning, right? Collaboration, right? Check out Miro.com. I'll type it in the chat.
Miro. Okay, and I'll grab it.
It's free to play, and it's a great digital whiteboard. So if you want to share ideas and concepts related to mental health illness, for instance, you could make that happen, and everybody that's got the link to Miro will see that document. Okay, So I don't
that
know.
that's a whiteboard. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about what you could use it within the StreamYard environment, because you said your event is going to take place in StreamYard, right? So there might
Well,
be occasion that you have to do that.
yeah, you can share the screen and use Miro.
You know, like here's
I
the
don't.
list of the 5 favorite flavors of soft drink to take with you when you go for a walk.
And with Tachi being an instructor, a professor, I don't know if she's ever used whiteboard software. But I guess we can find out. It's worth checking out for sure. Oh, you look a lot better. Okay, you're in a different room.
I'm OG now.
Yeah,
I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see your face now. It was
There you
kind of
go.
blurry before.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because I'm working from the back
Right.
in my room, and so the Wi-Fi is of course closer to the front, so the computer kept
There you
going
go.
out. Let me move.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so
That's good.
I wanted to be near my work computer, but
How many steps is it from there to here, where you're at now? How many steps away are you?
probably 10.
10 steps.
10
Then
steps.
make sure that your wireless is doing 2G instead of 5G.
Well, it's a Fitbit Garmin, so I don't know what kind of G is doing, as long as it's counting my steps.
No. I'm talking about your wireless in your house.
Oh, 2G instead of 5G. Yes.
Yeah, because 5G has got really low performance rating in my mind. 2G,
That's it.
2G will go through walls. Yeah, if you were putting the 2 brands on the shelf and you wanted to grab the one that was the winner, you would grab 2G.
That's the opposite of what I would have thought.
5G is like if I can reach out and touch the router, right? It's that close to me. 5G is going to rock because it's way faster, faster than 2G. But if I go to the kitchen to make a pot of hot water for tea or something, and I'm on 5G, forget about it. 5G is not going to go through two walls and 40 feet away.
Okay, there. And Tachi says that they have Miro.com inside of Blackboard. I'm assuming Blackboard is a program. And I'm guessing Miro was named after Juan Miro, the artist. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't know.
That could be a contest you could run on the Bull City Hangout. Of course, we know that's going to die, but I don't want it to.
Okay, and Tachi agrees. 5G does not do well through walls.
Exactly.
Thanks for telling me.
I thought the higher the number, the better.
Me too.
Well, you would think so, but it's not. The way I found out was my Amazon Fire Stick. I got it hooked up to the big TV in the living room, and I'm trying to watch movies and stuff, and they keep buffering and having all kinds of issues. And I said, why is this? And so I talked to Amazon. I said, hey, your stick ain't the stick, okay?
This dude is
said, and the first thing the guy said to me, he says, are you connecting wirelessly through 2G or 5G? I said, well, 5G, of course, because it's faster. He says, how many walls separate your router from where the TV
is? 2 walls.
Yeah. You're a 2G girl going forward.
But you know what, Guy? I bought, before I had the setup that I have now, I would watch, how did I do this? I had the TV on in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And change the channel. I would walk over to the hallway and aim my little, little remote.
Yeah.
At the TV to change the channel and stuff. And I bought some kind of device with a little antenna that plugged into the back of my TV, and it allowed me to sit in my chair, and I could go through the wall and change the channels.
Yeah,
with my remote.
It's either a range extender or a Wi-Fi antenna. If
it was cool.
If
whatever it
your
was.
TV didn't have a good enough antenna, putting that external antenna on, that's a gallon of gas in the tank. Okay, that's going to help it.
Yeah, I don't know what I did with it though, because my whole setup is different now. I have a much better setup.
Yeah.
But maybe I should hang on to that, huh?
Well, don't throw nothing away. Because like today, when this happened, what did Guy do? I need a belt buckle, right?
Okay. So Don't tell me you're walking around like a monk with a rope around your waist.
No. The belt buckle that I bought 30 plus years ago with just my name on it. If your name is Guy, anything you see with Guy on it, like a belt buckle, t-shirt, whatever. Like the shirt I got under this is Crazy Plant Guy. My son bought it up in Tri-Cities.
Oh, cool.
Because I garden so much. Anyway, so I went and found that belt buckle because you put stuff in where it goes and then you can find it again. So
you had worn that for 30 years.
Oh no. I wore it for 30 years. And then I got this India buckle last Christmas, and my wife said, "Well, you're going to wear it." Well, of course. So the other one came off.
Well, I hope you can fix it with that 6,000 liquid gold or hot glue. Yeah.
I'll do an episode on the podcast about it.
Yeah, do that. And the podcast is the Guy R. Cook Report. Super. Oh, that's cool.
That's the buckle I have now. It's made out of brass. Cool. Now, the downfall of this buckle, everybody that I know named Guy, like everybody named Pat, right?
Yeah, I don't know anybody else named Guy. But your name isn't that popular, is it?
Yeah.
Common?
Well, and Walla Walla, because there's such a big Italian community, it is.
Really?
Like I went through school
very
forever.
rare, except for French people, because I've met a couple of people named
Guy, but they pronounce it Guy, right?
Okay.
Until the 9th grade, there was never a Guy in my school district. So being an Air Force brat, I was always a new kid in school. So I get to Walla Walla, and they said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Guy." "Is that your real name?" Yeah. Go through that. Is that your real name? So, no big deal. I'm going, wow, what happened? So I find out there's 4 other guys named Guy in Walla Walla at the same time. Like a grade behind me, a grade ahead of me, in my same grade, but going to the other.
So did you have to use descriptors like the black guy and tall guy, big guy?
I was called big. I'm 6'3". I was called big guy probably more than I would like to think about. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to stand sideways because I'm portly.
Okay.
And who said he was portly?
Portly. Portly.
Oh.
It's politically correct way to say fluffy, but fluffy sounds too girly, so I was going to go with a more manly word.
Oh my God. He said, okay.
Okay. Are you writing these down as I come with them? I'm
not writing down fluffy, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Well, I call myself fluffy anyway. When people, people want you to describe it, going on dates and you never met. Yeah. How would you describe yourself? Fluffy.
That's
it.
I don't know when that word came into use. It's very new to me.
It's the word that my wife uses that word because she is.
I don't know where it came from.
And she said, don't ever say anything but fluffy if they want to know about my physique. Okay. Remember that the buckle is Indian. She's part Choctaw. She's Darlene of the long stick. If you get her really mad, she'll get a stick and beat your butt.
I posted the event in the chat there for you guys.
Got it.
If you want to take that with you.
There's a comedian named Fluffy.
But I put that there, Mr. Portly, so you'll have it.
Now that makes me wonder if there's a comedian named Fluffy. The guy selling T-shirts outside of the gig, does he only have extra large? Hey, speaking of yesterday, or was it this morning? Yesterday, I think it was, whereby.com, because they're going to now offer the ability to record. They said, no, it was Podbean. I take that back. Podbean.
Okay.
That place where I hold the podcast, they're naming off all of these sound effects that I want to add to the database.
Okay.
One of the sound effects, I swear to God, joke drum. What else could it be? But it's got to be.
Oh yeah.
And if it is, I'll use the heck out of it. I'll have it set up. I'll have it on my desktop, and then every time
I actually when I DJ, I actually have a what's the word? A playlist. That's not the right word, but a list of sound effects, and people are always shocked because I have if somebody makes a mistake, I have the wah 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 wah.
Oh yeah.
And I have the thinking music from Jeopardy. I have crowds cheering. I have the psh, I have lots. I have lots of Doctor Who and Star Trek sounds and Twilight Zone. I have sound
Years
effects.
ago, I worked in radio, real radio, AM radio.
Okay, that's how I got my start.
And somebody gave me a sound effects record from.
Oh, I used to have a bunch of those.
Remember those big vinyls from Radio Shack?
I still have my sound effects records. I still have them.
Well, the challenge I was given was don't look at the label. Just set down the stylus between the tracks, those little separate grooves. And then whatever sound comes out, you have to make up something to go with that sound. Just right then, spontaneous as heck.
That's
my favorite of all time. My favorite of all time. It was the sound of somebody kickstarting a Harley.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
So the bit that I came up with, and I'm gonna get out of here. Remember the part about talk a lot? I'm doing it. So the kickstarting Harley sound, I played the sound and I said, there it worked. It worked. What worked? That was my wrist radio kickstart started phonograph. Did you hear the song right after? That's how I got it going.
There you go.
Yeah, the electric start was too dang expensive. Yeah, I had to use a kickstart wrist radio.
Cool.
So, you guys have
a good... BBC is a good source for sound effects. They have a whole gigantic, the biggest collection you've ever seen.
Who is that?
BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation.
Did she really say who's that for BBC?
No, I was trying to figure out what she said.
Yeah, okay.
My past life is radio and television broadcast. My undergraduate degree is in that, so I knew what that was.
Okay.
Did you have to take the test for your third class operator's license?
No.
Yeah. And back in the 70s, you had to go take a test at the post office in the basement. I had to go to where did I go to? Savannah, Georgia. From South Carolina, because that was the closest.
Are you telling people how old you are, guy?
He just celebrated his birthday. We all know he's 69.
Don't let this youthful face fool you. But we had to go take a test, and there was part of the test was determining the power of the transmitter with this math formula, right? So at the radio station I worked at one night, true story. The little gadget that told what power you're transmitting at, and you had to write it down on the log. So
I remember that.
Yeah. Well, it broke. It was just sitting there on zero, and I knew it was working. So I went out and figured out with that formula. Let's see, the tower is this tall, and we got this coefficient. Blah blah blah. And I wrote all that formula down in the log. And Chuck, the engineer, came in the next day, and he says, "Nobody has ever done that. They would just write down the gauge is broke. Don't know what the power is."
That's because you are the guy.
Yeah. I would have never went into sales if I hadn't have took the radio gig I had was midnight to 6 playing the religious tapes. So I had to have half an hour to just do whatever. Well, the Internet Advertising Bureau stuff that the sales guys, once they got done reading it, they would dump it in a pile in the break room. So I've just grabbed that pile and start reading.
There you go.
Yeah. So you guys have a good one.
Okay,
and
guys.
As promised.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, you too. Take care. Good luck. Yeah, I'm going to go do that. I just,
Thank
there's
you.
so much room in the dance card, and that's the next item on the agenda. I'll just copy and paste it right out of chat.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
You take care.
Okay, Guy. You take care now. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Adios.
Awesome. Super awesome. So,
He's so
since
cute. He's so
he's a great guy. He likes to drop in and drop knowledge.
He dropped a few pieces for me.
Oh yeah,
I got about the Wi-Fi speed and the walls and
well, actually, you need to tune in when he's on again, because one thing that he really promotes. Now, this is good for you to know. Pinterest.
And he
is the biggest advocate for Pinterest. He says, now he's a podcast, the Guy R. Cook Report. He has gotten so many views on Pinterest because he puts up little videos pointing back to his site. And he told me to start a business account on Pinterest and do the same. So I'm going to start putting out cute little videos as well. And you could have a mental health break, a mental health minute.
Yep, I like to do nuggets of mental and emotional health.
Do that on Pinterest, and he's saying he's getting hundreds of thousands of views. And so I'm going to start doing that as well. So open a business. I don't know what business has to do. I don't know why I can't remember why he specified that it must be business.
Account, but I don't know. Is it?
Well, it doesn't cost anything. But I think the reason why you would want a business account with Pinterest is because you can advertise on Pinterest nowadays.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to do that, but yeah. So look into that. I'm just sharing some of the gems of knowledge the guy shared here earlier. Is to start a business Pinterest account. It's free. It's easy. And then put up like little 1-minute videos with maybe mental health hints.
Yeah, or like the videos I like to do during my break or lunch. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm looking for all feedback and suggestions because this is important, not just for me. It's this whole sharing mental and emotional health is therapeutic for me as well as me trying to help other people.
When you're talking about the health thing, that reminded me that very often when there's like for example, a shooting, very often I don't know if they really mean to do this, but when a Black person does a horrendous shooting, it's because, Black people are criminal in nature. It seems or he was poor. But when it's a white person, he was mentally ill. And the Black person might very well be mentally ill as well, but it's more he's Black or he's a criminal. That's why he did it. And there was a young man here in Durham. I hate this. I hate this so much. He was distraught because his mate, can't remember if it was girlfriend or wife, would not let him see his son. So he went downtown with a gun or what. I'm not sure if it was a gun. I don't think
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it ended the worst way you can imagine. I'm not even going to say it.
Suicide by cop. Yep.
Yeah. So, and Tachi's saying it's very intentional, even if the journalist is not. It was kind of like the bad neighborhood, thing. I mean, neighborhoods are neighborhoods. There's good and bad in every neighborhood. It's silly. It's biased.
But it's systemic. It's
good word.
Media, which is one of the reasons I can tell you that story. I got out of the broadcasting field and went into healthcare. Is because of how the media portrays us on TV and the stereotypes that they utilize to describe us as people. It's been this way since we've been here, since we were brought over to this country and enslaved. The system has been set up to view people of color in a negative in a negative light. So of course, if you look at media, this is why I talk about psychological trauma. And when someone of color tells me I don't have any mental issues, yes, you do. Because if you are not touched by something that you see, even if you don't know that person, just the mere fact that this could also happen to you should scare you. And it will keep you on high alert. I know for me, when I see a cop come behind me, I immediately get anxious. I get anxious because I don't know if what's going to happen or what kind of person is behind the wheel of that cop car. I don't even like to be in the same room with cops. I really do not. I have a problem, and that's that's part of being post-traumatic stress. Whether it's happening to you directly or indirectly, you are affected by that because, as you can see, we are being targeted. And the things that are going on in society, the system is pretty much set up against us. We don't get the same treatment that our non-white counterparts get. We don't. We get tackled and beat down.
Not black ones.
We don't get taken peacefully. We get if we dare we say something to against the cop, or they feel like their title is being threatened, or we're being disrespectful. You know, we're negatively viewed.
It's hilarious when,
but somebody else who's white can talk crap and curse and spit and run.
Oh yeah, I watch it all the time because
they don't take them down in a violent way. They peacefully, look at the Dylan Ruth dude. He shot 9 people. He murdered 9 people, and these fools arrested him and took his. I want to say a bad word. To Burger King because he said if that had been a black person, he probably would have died right where they arrested him at. If this had been a black man or woman who killed 9 white people in a church, best believe that person wouldn't have made it to jail. He wouldn't have made it to trial. He would have been shot on sight because he would have been automatically been seen as armed and dangerous. Just because of the skin. It's sad because as a people, our skin to other people is dangerous. Like, I'm dangerous because my skin is black? Are you serious right now? And so we have to deal with that. And
it does add to daily stress, doesn't it?
It does add to daily stress because you get tired of having to. It's tiring because every day you wake up. This is every day as Black people, we have to wake up and wonder what's going to happen when we step outside our door. What's going to happen on the way to the store? What's going to happen on the way to work? What's going to happen at work? What's going to happen on the way home? Or my children.
That sounds like constant stress. I mean, yeah.
It is constant stress. As a mother who has 3 of her children of her own, and I have one son. And dealing with him and trying to get him to look, bruh, your attitude, you can't just be, getting mad. You got to learn how to control your emotions and stuff like that and talk stuff out because I worry. And now I used to really, really worry about him, but I worry about all 3 of my kids because they're killing us men and women and children. They don't care. They're taking us out and they're picking us off like they're just picking us off. And it's scary. It's chronic stress, and we are all as a culture dealing with this. White, some of I got white allies say we understand. No, sis, bro, you don't understand. You will never understand or be able to feel the shoes that we have to walk in every day. Because see, they don't have to get up and wonder what. When they step out their door, they don't have to worry about getting shot.
Yeah, they probably don't have to sit down with the son and tell them about keeping your hands on the wheel.
Don't make any sudden movements. Don't talk back. Because, don't we have freedom of speech? But And here we are, you got Black Lives Matter, and you have people, anybody that tell me all lives matter. I mean, what does that really mean to you when you say all lives matter? Is the question I asked, because when you say all lives matter, not just Black lives, but that's not what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the one being picked off.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the one being hunted. Like
somebody had a really nice comparison. If your house is on fire, and the firemen come along and they're putting out the fire, and then your neighbor stands there saying, well, all houses matter.
Yeah, but
your house is not on fire right now.
Right. It's good analogy.
Yeah, that's the way I was trying to think of analogy. Yeah, it's a very, very deep subject. I know you're going to talk about it next week, starting Monday at 7, during your 6-day series dealing with mental wellness and health. I really hope that Black people in particular, brown people as well, people in general, think of mental health in the same way we think of physical health. When something hurts, take care of it. Like if you had a tummy ache, you think back, oh yeah, I had some milk. I forgot. I can no longer process milk, so I know what happened there.
Yeah.
But if your stomach is in continual pain, it's like, ooh, I better go to the doctor. Mm-hmm. Something's wrong. Same with mental wellness. It's okay, to feel down. I mean, with this coronavirus and everybody being quarantined, I know there's some days when you just look out the window and just like, oh, I'm ready for this to be over. Mm-hmm. But when you start feeling like you want to leave this place, or you want to take it out on your mate or your child or something, that's hopefully before then you look into getting to the bottom of your feelings, because that means maybe something is creeping in on you that you didn't notice.
Right. It's
sometimes. And Tachi is saying, just to let her know, I've been posting. I'm sure Tachi can see what I'm posting, but I've also been posting things on Facebook as well, which I realize now that she's on YouTube and hasn't seen everything I've posted. But I just want to say that she says all lives matter is complete rubbish. It's spewed by people who don't want to take responsibility.
And of course,
very true.
Yeah, very, very true. And pretty much for me, it's she used rubbish. I want to say bull, but it is. It's because people feel so entitled. Like, first of all, you're an immigrant yourself. There were people here before you. So what do you mean I don't belong here? I've heard people say,
and a lot of Black people have been here so much longer than white folks, because growing up in Chicago, the white people I worked with were almost always only second generation American. That's all. That's all. Whereas my folks have been here since, I don't even know.
But the matter is
former slaves, so it's been a while.
But the point for me is that we're all humans. I'm no more entitled than you are. You no more entitled than me. We all deserve to live our lives with peace of mind and with the right to pursue our dreams and happiness without being ridiculed, discriminated against, without being harassed based on physical differences. Because if you peel my skin back and I peel your skin back, it's white meat under there. I mean, we bleed red. We all bleed red. We got our, I can make all kinds of jokes. We got our booty holes in the same area. I'm just saying, come on, people. It's time out for all this stuff. But it's so disheartening, and it is stressful to have to deal with this, and on top of that, we have to realize that we got to stop doing this to each other.
That's true.
We add fuel to the fire when we feed into that mess, and then we turn around and do it to our brother and our sister. or our neighbor, or someone in the community. We turn around and we treat each other the same way that they treat us. Like, what are you doing? And what are you saying?
That's why this mental illness. That's a thought.
Hey,
I didn't mean to say that.
Think
mental,
about it.
The mental wellness tip is so important. But mental illness was a mistake, but it's a good phrase.
It's mental health. What are we going to do about our mental illness? We want to turn it into.
I just coined something. Illness. Yeah. I see you writing it down.
You said, I'm just saying, because that's a good way to look at it. You are going through mental illness right now. So what are you going to do to reach mental wellness?
Exactly. Ooh, I like that. Put that on a t-shirt. Tachi makes t-shirts. Tachi, note that, please.
Turn hell into well.
Ooh, I like that too. Write it down.
You know what I'm doing. Turn hell into well. That's what I'm saying. And it's important that we do that. We'll be so much better off as a culture.
Also, another thing that they say about Black people, I don't know if it's always true, but I know for a lot of us, when someone is suffering mentally, it's considered, there's two problems that are attributed to us. And that is, mental problems or challenges are seen as a sign of weakness. And some people see it as a lack of faith. Because he was say, all he needs is Jesus.
I did a blog. I wrote a piece about mental health in the church. And I talked about how, a lot of us in the community do rely on our faith to help us get through a lot of things. But
and it is helpful, I have to say.
This is what I say. I've said in my piece, and I say it all the time: get help while you pray. Listen, God has ordained some very special people to work in the field of mental health. And there are some people, there might be few, but I'm working on advocating for more people that look like us in the mental health field. But there are people in this field who are ordained to do this type of work and to help us come into and reach our wellness, mind, body, and spirit. But I do say that praying helps you with strength while you go through.
Okay.
But that does not negate you getting help.
Exactly.
You get professional help. Just like you're gonna pray if you got diabetes. Let me pray my health. Let me, work through my, go on my journey to better health. You're gonna do the same thing for your mental well-being.
Well, just like if you have been injured, you put a compress on the part that's bleeding. But you don't walk away and say, "Oh, good, you're okay now, great."
I'm bleeding. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, hallelujah, heal this, make this."
Now you press down and stop.
You're not doing anything to make it stop.
Exactly, you press down to stop the bleeding, but then you get attended to.
Right.
So yeah.
And then while you're doing that, you're like, "Lord, I'm going to get this attended to. Please help me through this pain, because He's helping
right.
to endure while you're going through." But that you need to go and get help. And on the series next week, I will be providing local and national resources for everybody on the show. And so,
I hope you have a downloadable document, because that would be nice to provide.
I was
like maybe a workbook that you can sell to promote to support your work. I don't know.
I'm gonna look into that, later on today. But I was gonna have some links or provide links.
With this being every day, Monday through Friday at 7 for 2 hours, and then Saturday at noon, there's probably not going to be too many people who will attend all of the sessions. So if you have all the links that you will be providing for, each session, Monday through Friday, and then noon on Saturday, then that would be nice. If you put it, just like when I do Bull City Hangout, I go back and I say mentioned today, then I tag everything that was mentioned. The public health. I will put Mediascope in the notes because Tachi's here. So everything is mentioned. I will put your link, of course, because I mentioned you. Guy R. Cook, he will be in that same. So you can do that for Monday through Friday. Monday's links, Tuesday's links, Wednesday, so they'll know. Because, like I said, I'm going to read them off again since we're about to. I have to go on my walk since we talked about walking so much. So Monday's going to be, and this is going to be at 7:00, mental and emotional abuse. Tuesday, mental and emotional health during the pandemic. Wednesday, psychology, drama in the Black community. Thursday, combating baby mama, daddy drama. Friday, frustrations. And then Saturday, self-care Saturday with Sassy's Fitness. So, and it's free.
It is free. Put the link up, and you can join me. You can become a member of the Start Speaking, Stop Stigma group on Facebook, and I will let you come in the group. And then you can, once we go live in the group, you can participate that way. Those who want, of course, to participate more actively on the show can. I will post how you posted for me to join so that they can come in. And also, if they want to speak about their journey or their experiences with mental and emotional health, I will provide them with that link so that they can come on and personally talk about their journeys.
Awesome.
It will be live each night, Monday, Saturday in the group, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday is a different. I'll be on location in Kinston, so we'll go live at noon that day.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're doing it. Because everybody needs to do this. Whoever is the most active mental wellness advocate should do something like this. Because I think it's extremely important. Because we all watch the videos and TV shows where they say we're going to mention suicide, so they give you the national suicide prevention, but you need local resources as well. Yeah, and that's why I'm so excited that you are doing this, because you are right here in our area. And I hope somebody watching this, people who are watching this in other cities, if there happen to be people watching this in other cities, I hope that they realize, I should do this.
And I hope that they will be motivated and encouraged to do so without fear. Just do it. Because people need folk like us to be a sounding board, to be able to express themselves and feel safe and secure in doing so. That is one of the most important things, is that people feel safe and secure with expressing themselves. Because a lot of times people shut down and people they continue to suffer in silence because of what other people, their fear of what other people might think.
Yeah. And like I was saying about the children who go through trauma, very often, and I do hope you include resources for children as well, because very often they will put on the happy face because they see their parents suffering. I'm talking about a traumatic event, where the child wants to protect the parent and they don't want to worry the parent. So they continue to say, everything's good. And they're smiling, then later.
Well, one of the things,
and that might happen.
You have to, depending on whatever the situation is, like for me and my children, going through their parents. Michael and I were together we were married for almost 15 years. They grew up in the same house, the same, both parents for, almost 15 years. And so that was a big change for them. And that was when it was right after I started my journey to helping other people. Because I was going through it really badly myself, especially emotionally. during that whole thing, and having to be mindful of my feelings and what I was going through, not to deflect that or project that onto my children, and to also be the adult that I need, positive role model and adult and parent that I need to be, and to forge a collaborative relationship with my ex in a way that was beneficial for all of us and raising our children. It was hard and difficult to do because of course I'm still going through my emotional things, and I'm sure he was still going through his emotional things. The whole thing was very emotional, and I'm sure very emotionally and traumatic for the kids because it's such a change. Not only are we separating, we're going into two different homes, and the kids are having to go, you're back and forth from me to him, and it's just like it was a big change. So
but it's good that you and your husband are still friends and still positive, because I've seen kids whose parents talked really bad about the other parent while in the child's presence. The child spends some time at the mom's house and time at the dad's house, and then they take home these horrible negative statements and feelings
because you don't know. And let me tell you that
that's child abuse.
It's a choice. We as parents have to make a choice. We have to put our own personal feelings and agendas, and however we may feel negatively about our past or exes or whatever, especially when you have children involved. It is so unfair for us to create this toxic environment and then have our kids in the middle of that. They become confused because it's like they don't want to pick one parent over the other, but that's what you're creating. You're making the children choose, and it's not right. We made a choice. We're not getting ready to do. We're not going to do this. I would rather we find a different way to communicate if we can't communicate without in a positive way, but we can. But it's a choice. It's still a choice. And I said this on, I did a video on this one. I talked about that. That listen, this whole baby mama daddy drama, it's your fault that there's this drama. And my thing is, I talked about this is going into relationships when you're ready to go into new relationships. A red flag for me is, if I know that you have children, one of the first questions I'm going to ask you is, oh, okay, well, how do you get along with your ex or your children's mother? How do you get along with them? If the first thing that comes out of your mouth is something negative and you're calling them names, that's a red flag for me. Okay, and it could be that they are those negative, but who am I? I'm looking for you to be accountable for your part.
Okay.
And a lot of times we don't want to accept accountability for what we could have caused in the relationship. And that's how the trauma comes in. We all have to take our parts in how we negatively came to the demise of that relationship. Everybody played a part, not just the mama, not just the daddy. And it's not fair that we put our own emotional insecurities
on the kiddies. Yeah. Wow. This is going to be, I can already see that next week's going to be real interesting.
I'm going to keep it 100.
I'm sure you will.
So
and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know which. I don't know which day. There's none of these really.
You might want to join them.
Wednesday. Yeah, I think
psychological trauma one.
Psychology, trauma, and the Black community, because I don't like I said, I don't have kids or anything, so I don't have the the baby mama drama. Yeah, so I think either Wednesday or maybe Friday frustrations. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to attend one or two of these.
Don't
'Cause
make me tag you and
I
send you the link to get on the show. Come on.
okay, no problem whatsoever. And I'm looking forward to it. And I do hope, like I said, that you are able to provide the resources
Mm-hmm.
because to me, this is kind of weird. I moved in Chicago from Chatham to Woodlawn. Actually, I moved from Woodlawn to Chatham to Woodlawn. Woodlawn, by the time I returned to it as an adult, had become a low-income, troubled
Mm-hmm.
area. Chatham was the middle class neighborhood that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the biggest difference between my neighbors in Chatham and my neighbors in Woodlawn, to me, the biggest difference was that the people in Woodlawn, in the low income area, didn't seem to have access to information, which is why I went to media in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't see any big difference in the people. Now, the problems, it seems that low income people's problems seem to be more out there, more open, and more public,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But still, to me, the biggest difference was they didn't seem to have that hook, what we call that hookup,
Mm-hmm.
that information to resources and access to resources. Information to me, because I realized when people are provided information, if they're able to grab it and use it, they will do so. And it can be completely life changing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went into media, and that's why I value information so highly. Which is why when people say, "Oh, social media is bad and the internet is horrible," I tell them, "No, you got to use it right." I say
Right.
it is incredible.
Right. It's
You got to use it right.
of information out there.
Mhm.
You just got to know what to look for and legitimate sites
Mhm.
for the resources that you need. It's so much information.
It's
I mean, so
incredible.
much information is kind of hard to keep up with, and so I have to kind of make a list of like my go-tos.
Mhm.
And the National Alliance of Mental Illness is one of those go-tos
Okay.
that I like. What are some other go-tos that you like to utilize?
In terms of the Durham Skywriter in general, or
Well, we right for resources because
I have,
I'm definitely going to refer people to you to
well,
learn one of the resources.
as you know, the way the Durham Skywriter is set up, I have a health page, an education page, sports page, praise page, calendar of events, kids page, senior page, how to, and cover story, and nonprofit government information page. Each page, I have a page of contacts and resources for each of those pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I have literally hundreds.
So look, all I got to do is just give them the Durham Skywriter.
Well, when people ask me,
I'm just saying because you
but
do.
when people ask me, really, some people do ask me what I do when I'm not doing the Skywriter. I said a lot of times people are asking me for resources or information.
Mm-hmm.
I got that.
Mm-hmm. All day.
It's not this, and it's continually being updated because
Mm-hmm.
things change so quick.
Everything evolves quickly. Yeah.
But to me, that is the biggest difference between success and not success. I'm not going to say rich and poor because
Mm-hmm.
some people with money don't have resources because they don't know how to deal with adversity because they haven't suffered adversity because
Mm-hmm.
they were
Well, do you
living
have
comfortably with no problems until a certain point.
do you have any recommendations? Because I respect your craft and I respect that you have access to a plethora of resources. Would you have suggestions of things that you would like for me to include in resources?
Let me look at my resources and let's talk over the phone. I got your phone number.
Okay.
Or we can do a private StreamYard and talk because, like I
Okay.
said, I do have a nice list of resources and this and that.
Yeah, and I can just let people know that I got where who helped me with the resources, and shout you out and stuff like that because
Okay.
this is my second time on your platform, I've enjoyed each and every time.
You have added like $1 zillion worth of I just really appreciate your coming on.
Yeah.
And
I apologize for the ladies, but I had to take care of a patient.
well, I was explaining to people that you were working. Yeah, no problem. In fact, even before you came on, I actually described the event and went through each day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I said just in case you can't join us. So yeah, so I'm glad you did, and boy, you really added something to the conversation. I really appreciate it.
You do this Monday. You do this Monday through Saturday, right? So
yeah, weekdays at noon,
mm-hmm.
Saturdays at 10 a.m.
I don't know about Saturday. Now. I might look like a hot mess, but I'll try to.
Tracy at 10, but I figure the trick is you wet your hands, go through your hair.
Girl, I might not even wet my hands. I might just take a brush. I might just pull the thing off, like, "Hey, girl."
Hey.
Hey.
When it comes to what they call in New York beating my face, I just throw on some lipstick.
No, because you see, I'm looking at myself on the screen. I'm like, "Ooh, girl, you need to put some eyebrows on." I look all forehead right now.
At my age, I don't even care.
I think I need to color gray. Oh, Jesus.
I'm full of good. I like it though. It
looks fabulous.
They said Nelson Mandela, when he was young, he appreciated the wisdom of the elders so much so that when he was a kid, he would take cigarette ashes and put them on the edges so he could look like he had wisdom when he was a kid.
Little known fact. Oh, that's a good idea. Known facts. Look at me.
Actually, I watched when he was being released from prison. Mm-hmm. That was a worldwide event.
I saw. Oh, yeah, that was.
And I remember sitting there watching, and one of his old friends, told that story. I never forgot it. That he put the cigarette ashes along his kitchen, so to speak, so that he could look old and wise.
Yeah, that's a cute little known little fact. Yeah, so I'll try to make a note of this. Maybe just let you know, hey, I'm available if you want me to hop on this coming. Because tomorrow I have to report to the facility, so I won't be able to.
Since your program doesn't start until 7 on Monday, you can come on Monday and promote it. Yeah, I mean, if you're able to.
No, that's good. I'll come on Monday, and that'd be a good way to look at me making a note here.
Sure. Monday at noon.
Monday at noon.
Mm-hmm. And anybody watching this right now or during the replay, just know that Bull City Hangout is the place to be to share your information. If you I try to tell people that what they could do, if they know how, is when they're my guest on Bull City Hangout, if they know how to edit, they can cut out that first part where I list the events and just go straight to the chase and use that in your social media.
Mm-hmm.
Just say I was on Bull City Hangout. Here's the interview.
Yeah, because I'm currently, I'm kind of doing a lot of things, on my own as far as things like building my website and stuff like that. And so, I got to keep my coins. I got to budget my coins. So, I don't have that extra income I had when I was married. So I got to budget these coins. So I'm having to kind of play around with building my website myself.
That's why it would be cool if you provide these resources, of course, free. Yes, but then have a paid version in the form of some kind of a workbook with extra information.
Okay. Look.
Since you have 6,
we're gonna have to collab on that.
You got 6 days, so you have 6 chapters, or maybe one introductory chapter to talk about basic health and wellness in minority communities. And then, have chapters 1 through 6 and do a write-up, and then with the resources, and make it a workbook that people can write in, because people always have things they want to work on.
Yeah. And I've been looking at journals, because I tell people to journal, what's happening, what's going on with them. That's a good way to express what you're feeling.
Mhm.
Because my goal is to teach people and to coach people into recognizing and naming the actual emotion that you're feeling. Because I hear people say, "I feel some kind of way," but what way is that?
Some kind of way.
Are you angry? Are you anxious? Are you panicky? Are you feeling depression? Are you feeling manic? Are you sad? I mean, name the feeling, describe it, what triggered you, and how you are working through it. Or if you don't know how to work through it, I can coach you through it. I work with my coach, and this is what she advised, or showed me or invited me to do. Because you don't want to tell people what to do. So it's like, I can invite you to try this, to work on it this way. My goal as a emotional support person and emotional intelligence coach is to provide the tools that you can use to help you through your journey to emotional and mental wellness.
Okay.
So I can coach you through all of that, let you know the things that work for me. Some things may or may not work for you, but you can tweak them to how your life is going, or however you see fit. So that's my goal, is to help people work through and learn how to recognize those emotions and name them, and you just work through them.
That's important for all people, not just people of color.
Yeah, not
everyone.
True, because emotional intelligence is fairly new. It's a fairly new phenomenon, but if you think about it, it's important to everyday life. It affects your personal life and your professional life. So being emotional, your level of emotional intelligence is more important than even your IQ.
Wow.
Yeah.
But just to say one last thing on this topic, it could help in understanding, or at least dealing with, some people who you might be encountering in the public. The people I'm thinking about are the folks who are accosting or yelling at people for wearing masks and accusing them of living in fear. Now, very often, I should ask my sister this. She's the one who made it in psychology, but I can ask you. Okay, but I heard that when someone accuses you of something, that's something that they're doing.
They're projecting.
Oh, that's a good word. Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
So if somebody's telling me, like if somebody told me that, oh, you're wearing a mask because you're living in fear, I don't have any fear about this, but I'm smart. But they are dealing with their fear. I don't know how they're dealing with it by not wearing a mask. That part is beyond my knowledge. But by them accusing me of living in fear, that means they're dealing with some kind of fear. But of course, they would probably need someone like you, somebody professional, who could figure that out. Because I don't know what to do with that.
Right. So, if it triggers some type of emotion in you, and like for me, when someone says I'm this, I'm that, or I'm not, I'm being selfish, or I'm being just anything, I just don't. I've learned. I haven't always done this. Had to learn not to internalize it.
Oh, sure. But I'm also saying, though, what I'm trying to explain, though, is that when people say these things to you, that's what they're feeling.
Right, exactly. And that's what, as long as
I know I'm not fearful.
then just keep it moving.
Yeah, I'm just wearing a mask because I have sense.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to say anything. Just let them just.
Fortunately, I've never had that happen, because it seems that the people here in Durham have a lot of sense, and that most people that I see out in public are wearing masks. I mean, I see people without masks, but usually
now when I'm walking, I have my mask
house.
with me. I don't necessarily have it on while I'm walking, but when I'm going inside of a building, or if I'm getting next to, or I'm going to be in close proximity to somebody more less than 6 feet.
Oh, sure. Put
I have
on
my
real quick.
with me.
Mhm.
That's I have it with me even when I'm
Yeah.
walking. I have it on my arm, but I haven't encountered anyone who's been crazy.
Belligerent, like, yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't either,
but
but
even when I'm in the store and somebody walks up on me, and they have a mask on, or even if they don't, if as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for me and what it's been suggested that I do to protect me and everybody around me. Now, if you say something crazy, I might, just because I ain't got time for you. But I'm not like, can you please back up? I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not doing all that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, just because I'm a compassionate and empathetic person, and I'm not that scary. As long as I can have my mask on all through my face. If I feel I'm protected, I'm fine. I'm not gonna make someone feel. My thing is, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. But if they're coughing and all this sneezing, now I might give you that, like, all right, back on up. But if you're wearing a mask, I'm not gonna say move. Yeah, you ain't.
Yeah, I understand.
This depends on the person.
Yeah, on their approach.
We all need to learn that all we are doing this together. We are all going through the same pandemic together. We have some of the same fears, and we just need to remember we're all going through this.
And that's a good parting phrase. So thank you again, Nakikia, for being on this show. So come back Monday and promote it, since it starts Monday at 7.
Okay, I will.
And I'm looking forward to it. And enjoy. In fact, let's see what time it is. Ooh, it's after 2 o'clock. This is the longest show I've ever done. 2 hours. I've never done 2 hours.
Girl, if you talk to me, it can go longer. We can keep on. We can talk about. There's so many topics on this that we can discuss.
Oh, and Tachi's still watching. Oh my God! Thank you so much, Tachi.
Tachi, I said hi. Nice
Tachi's
to meet you.
awesome. And you can actually see Tachi today, 6 o'clock Eastern, on, let me get it right, Facebook, WJMS Radio Online. LinkedIn, Twitter. No, not Twitter. Periscope. I think that's about it. But yeah. So it's a show where she
also me up as well.
Her show was so fun. So it's like social media.
Yeah.
It's pop culture.
I know.
And it's just fun.
Yeah, I like doing fun stuff.
That's
at 6. Okay. I'll check her out.
So check her out, Mediascope at 6 here on Facebook. So follow Tachi and
TACHI. Okay.
So her full name is Tachi Egwu. So you can type that out on Facebook and look for Mediascope. You'll find it.
Okay.
You'll find it. So, and if you don't, let me know.
I will.
Okay. Okay, so Nakikia, thank you again. I will see you real soon. And we're going to talk about those resources maybe tomorrow.
Anytime. I mean, anytime. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you have time.
I'm home all day.
Okay, so yeah, anytime.
Excellent. So I'll see you then.
All right, then.
Okay. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Awesome. Wow, what a show. More than 2 hours. So I better get to work. Actually, I made some delicious groundnut stew. That's what I'm going to have right now. Groundnut stew, believe it or not, chicken, collard greens or kale, or bok choy, whatever. But for me, I make it with chicken, collard greens, and peanut butter. And vegetables, we're talking about some good eating. I heard that that's the national dish of Nigeria. I think Ghana as well, but definitely Nigeria from what I learned years ago. But anyway, you have a beautiful day. I've talked way long enough. I will see you tomorrow at noon. If you want to be on the show, let me know, or just drop in casually. So, ciao for now.